If you are searching for a free API key for your project, then you are in the right video. So guys, in this video, we are going to connect Groq AI API with our Node.js plus Express backend. And we will create an API endpoint where we send a message and Groq AI will reply like ChatGPT. Groq is super fast and it provides free AI models like LLM. So this is the best alternative to OpenAI. So without any delay, let's begin the video. First of all, go to Groq official website and create an account. Now go to API keys. Here you can see all the API keys which you have already created before. Now simply click on create API key. Now enter any name for your key. For example, I am typing test. After that, click on submit. And boom, your new Groq API key is generated. Now copy this key and keep it safe because we will use it inside our backend. Now open your backend folder in VS Code and install required dependencies. Run this command. You can copy this from my description. Now create a .env file in your backend root folder, or if it is already exist, then add this line and paste your API key here. Make sure you are not adding quotes and extra spaces. Now we will create a separate file for Groq logic so our code stays clean and professional. Now create a utils folder. Inside it, create a groq.js file. So guys, now we are inside our utils groq.js file. This file is responsible for connecting our backend to Groq AI. Basically, whenever we want AI response, we will call one function from this file and it will return the reply. So first of all, we import .env file. This is very important because Groq API key is stored inside .env file. Now here we are importing generate text from the AI SDK. This function is used to send prompt to AI model and generate output text. Basically, this is the function that communicates with Groq AI API. Now here we are importing Groq from AI SDK Groq. This is used to select Groq as our AI provider. So instead of OpenAI or Gemini, we are using Groq. Now we create a function called getGroqResponse. This function will take one parameter called message. This message is the user prompt that we want to send to the Groq AI. Now here we are calling generateText function. This is the main function which sends request to Groq AI and returns the response. Here we are selecting which AI model we want. Groq provides many models, but we are using LLM 3.18b instant model. I choose this model because its response is very fast and recommended for chatbots, also free and powerful. Now prompt means the question we are asking to AI. So whatever user sends, we forward it directly to Groq AI. Now Groq response comes in a big object format, but we only need the final generated text, so we return result.text. Now finally we export this function so we can use it anywhere in our backend. So guys, this groq.js file is like a helper file. Whenever we want AI response, we just call getGroqResponse function and it returns the reply. This makes our backend clean and professional because Groq logic is separated from route file. Now we will create an API route where user sends message and Groq sends response. Create routes folder inside chat.js file. Now we are inside our chat.js file and here we have created one API endpoint called chat. This API will work like ChatGPT. User will send a message, backend will store it in MongoDB, then backend will send that message to Groq AI and finally Groq AI will return a response. So first of all, we are using router.post because we want to send data from frontend or postman and this route name is chat. That means whenever we call /chat, this code will execute. Also notice we are using async because we are going to use database queries and APIs call which take time. Now here we are extracting thread ID and message from request body. Basically frontend will send these two things, thread ID to identify chat session, message user message. So thread ID is like conversation ID and message is what user typed. Now this is very important part. We are checking if user forgot to send thread ID or message. If any one of them is missing, then we return error response with status code 400. 400 means bad request. Backend will stop here using return. This validation is important because without thread ID and message, chat system cannot work. Now we are using try catch block because database and API calls can fail. If something goes wrong, then our server should not crash and we send a proper error message. Now here we are checking if this thread ID already exists in MongoDB or not. We are searching inside our thread collection using find one. If thread exists, continue old chat. If thread not exist, create new chat thread. Now if thread is not found, that means this is the first message of user. So we create a new thread, thread ID. We store the thread ID so next time we can fetch the same conversation. Title message. We store the first message as title. So in future, we can display chat title like WhatsApp or ChatGPT history. Now inside message array, we store the first message. We store it in object form with role and content. Role user means message is sent by user. Content message means actual message text. Now if thread already exists, then we do not create a new thread. We simply push new user message into the existing thread. So this is how chat history is maintained. Now this is the main part. Here we are calling our Groq function. Get Groq response. We are sending user message as prompt to Groq AI and Groq will generate AI response. Here await means backend will wait until Groq returns response. Assistant reply will store final AI answer. So basically this line is like ChatGPT brain. Now after Groq gives response, we store it in database. Here role assistant means AI reply. Content assistant reply is a Groq response. So now database will contain both user message and AI message. Now we update the time of thread. So whenever new message comes, update at will change. This is useful when we want to show latest chat first, like WhatsApp or Messenger. Now we save everything inside MongoDB using thread.js. So now user message and AI reply both are stored permanently. Finally, we send response back to frontend or postman. We return the AI reply in JSON format. Now, if any error happens, like database connection issue or Groq API issue, then catch block will execute. Console.log shows error in terminal. 500 internal server error. Response, something went wrong. So our server will not crash and user will get proper error response. So this slash chat API is doing four main things. Receive user message plus thread, save user message in MongoDB, send message to Groq AI and get response, save AI response in MongoDB and returns it to frontend. So guys, inside the models folder, I have created all the MongoDB schemas. Schemas basically means the structure of our database data. For example, here we have a thread schema where we store thread ID, chat, title and all the messages in an array. So whenever user sends a message and Groq send a reply, both are saved inside this schema in MongoDB. This is how our chat history is stored properly. Now go to server.js file and import .env config and import chat routes from routes chat.js. Now simply start your backend server node server.js. Server is running on port 8080. MongoDB connected successfully. If you don't know how to connect MongoDB, you can watch my previous video. I will provide the link in my description. Now open Postman and test the API. If you are new to Postman, I have already created a complete video where I covered Postman installation and API testing step by step. Link in the description. Now select post request and enter URL. Go to body, select raw and here JSON. Now write this code and click send. And boom, you will get Groq AI response instantly. So basically what is happening is user send message to backend, backend saves message in MongoDB, backend sends prompt to Groq AI, Groq returns AI response, backend stores response in DB, backend sends reply to frontend or postman. Now guys, our backend Groq API is fully connected and working perfectly. Now I am going to test it in my frontend. I have already created this frontend UI similar to ChatGPT and I connected it with this backend API. Now let's test it. So here I will type a prompt like tell me about GPT. Now hit enter and boom. Now you can see how fast Groq is giving the response. This is the best part of Groq AI. It is super fast as compared to other AI APIs. And this response is coming directly from our backend and stored in MongoDB as well. So guys, this is how you can connect Groq API in Node.js backend step by step. If you want the complete front-end integration with this backend, then comment front-end and I will make the next video on that. Till then, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends because I am creating backend plus frontend related contents.